Hello, Chad Otterstrom, Academy Snowboards. Welcome back to another Monday Snowboard Show, where I talk anything and everything snowboarding, mostly pertaining to Academy Snowboards, of course. Today, I thought I would do a video on how to tune your board mid-season. You've been riding all winter, you know, your board's getting all scuffed up, you're either riding the park, you're free riding, whatever you're doing, your snowboard's gonna get beat up. And the good thing about our snowboards is they're gonna get beat up less than all the other snowboards. Because we make our snowboards at the Never Summer factory, they make the highest quality, most durable, precise snowboards in the world. So our boards compared to the rest of them mid-season are actually doing super good. But I'm just gonna tune this board up anyways, because that's kind of just what I do. I like tuning up my boards. I like having a sharp sword, whatever you wanna call it. Throughout the season, I like sharp edges of fast snowboard. I like my snowboard to glide. If I ride too much and my snowboard starts to slow down and I get dull edges, I get stressed out. So I don't want to be stressed out. So I figured I'd do this video. The first thing I'm going to do is show you how I sharpen my edges or retune my edges. I'm lucky enough to have these board stands and this whole setup here. You can actually do this outside on your own. But what you really want to have is one of these Dakine sharpening tools. You can either do it at 88 degrees or 90 degrees, and you just kind of slowly slide this across your edge, and right away you can kind of feel which way you got to go to actually, is it on the 88? Nope, it wasn't, sorry. So you feel, and you'll kind of feel a little grab from your edges being burred, which direction you need to actually slide it in, and it's this one. And you just kind of want to pull it along the edge, and what that'll do is it'll sharpen the outside of your edge. Give it a good, I like the 88 degrees because it gives it a little sharper edge. And I am an unprofessional professional, so if you're a professional tuner out there watching this video, please leave your constructive criticism in the comments below. I'm also an unprofessional professional talker, so I mumble a lot. Anyways, I like to do this on that edge. I do one edge at a time, and you can feel it. It gets sharp. You know what I'm saying? And once you're done with that, you take a gummy stone and you rub the gummy stone over it. This is just like a buffer. You have a bunch of burrs on your edge potentially, and this will pull the burrs. It'll just make for a smoother, sharp edge. As well as what I like to do is detune the edges, and what you do with that is you take a file like this and you look at where the contact point is on this is actually my tail, and what you're going to want to do is detune up from that contact point, and even on the contact point if you want, if you don't want super grabby edges, you kind of even can detune that contact point a little bit, but you do that with this, you know, nice, you can get these things at the hardware store, they're super good. And you're gonna feel it's very, very rounded off there. And you're gonna do the same thing. What I like to do is put that file flat on the board, and then you can see where your contact point is and where your nose starts going up. And you kind of just start grinding from there, you know? You can feel which way the file goes. And I like really sharp edges and really detuned noses and tails, so it's just like crisp and sharp, and you know, it doesn't feel grabby. So that feels really good already there. And what I also like to do is throughout the year too, you're gonna see your edges just kind of get scuff marks on the base. And you don't want to do this too much, because if you take too much off here, it kind of ruins your snowboard. So I just like to put a finger on this side of the file and then kind of rub it along, and you can see it kind of just take off those scuff marks so you have a good clean edge. And this is a move that I wouldn't, you know, professionals might not recommend either, so you know, don't listen to me. I just have only been snowboarding for 30 plus years, maybe 40. Anyways, you do that, and then you just kind of run the gummy stone over it, and you're like, damn, I got a brand new edge. This is like a brand new edge out of the shop. You're gonna feel it, it's gonna feel, you just wanna kind of feel it and make sure it's smooth, there's no burrs or, you know, something weird in there. And it should feel consistent on the sharpness all the way through too until you get to that detune zone. And now I'm going to quickly do the other side just to remind you of how cool this situation is and how quickly you can actually do it. So you find that 88 degrees, you throw it on the edge, and you kind of just go back and forth, and you'll feel which way it grinds better, or feels like it's sharpening better, because you want to just kind of go in one direction. And, you know, this angler also makes it a little easier, so you can kind of just be a little looser on grinding your edge. If you did it freehand, you might want to be a little bit more focused. And you'll feel it grab, and those are just like the spots where you need help. All right, done there. Gummy stone. Real quick like. Feeling smooth. You know, check the detune. You want to make sure it feels all rounded there. Pro level, I'm telling you. Semi-pro level. And then same thing over here. Also, when you do this bevel on the base that I talked about, that is not recommended by certain professionals because it takes off too much edge. For hitting rails and boxes and things, it makes your edge a little less base high, so you're going to be able to slide over rails and boxes a lot easier if you take this part of the edge off. But you don't want to do this too much because, you know, you'll ruin your snowboard. So you just want to do just enough to get those little scuff marks off. And even if they don't come off, if they're too deep, just don't even worry about it, because like I said, you don't want to really blow it by doing too much sharpening here. Anyways, that looks pretty smooth. Done deal. So my edges are done, mid-season edges. You always want to do it, even if you're a jibber, like I said, doing that little bevel on the base of your board is going to make sliding rails and things like that a little easier, as well as still having a sharp edge, which is next level. Because if you can't ride half pipe, you can't be a good snowboarder. No, just kidding. I'm a big fan of half pipe, just not icy ones. I don't know. I'll quit rambling about half pipe because no one likes that anymore. Anyways, and now when you wax your board, my door's open, so you want to have a good ventilated area. And after I do my edges, I want to wax my board, get rid of all the junk. And I got this bluebird wax, you know, I always got extra bluebird wax, don't worry about it. And then you kind of just rub it along the edges here. I like to get wax on my edges because it usually stays in the middle. One thing I did forget to do, or what I won't forget to do, is loosen the bindings when I scrape it, because you have little dimples here that pull up when you put your, you know, tighten your bindings, and when you scrape it, you want to be able to scrape all that wax off. Super fun stuff. But anyways, I really like to wax the nose really well too, and the tail, because when I ride powder, if your nose and tail aren't really waxed, that's going to grab and it's going to slow you down. So you want to have a really well waxed nose and tail. It's really, I think I might have overheated the iron. You want to make sure your iron is just, you know, at the right temperature. If it's too hot, you're going to burn the pores in that sintered base, and you're going to seize them up, and your base won't, you know, hold wax like it used to. But to counteract the hot iron, you just move it faster, if that makes sense, because then it won't be as hot because you're moving it faster. Science. Anyways, so I'm getting it going, and you want to make sure that all those dry spots are all, you know, filled in, and you see wax going into the pores. The more you wax your board, the faster it's going to get, the stronger your base is going to get. That is if you have a Academy built at Never Summer anyways, because we use sintered bases. We also have Varogip side cut, which is, you know, multiple side cuts along the side cut, but it's not very noticeable. Like, there's a lot of like magnet traction stuff that those edges are super hard to tune because they're just so wobbly, and you don't really need that. A lot of brands are like, oh, we need to hold an edge on ice, and you're like, I'm not really trying to ride ice, so, you know, maybe you can hold an edge on ice better, but like, I'm I want to be able to kind of release my edge as much as I want to hold it. So that's kind of where our camber boards come in, because when you push into a camber board, you're able to release your edge as opposed to having like this groomer gripper that's just gonna not release. And you know, having that energy to release your edge is what makes snowboarding fun. Fun fact, I don't know. Big fan of fun facts. Anyways, cool. Done there, and I will be back. Let me unplug that. I'll be back. I'm gonna go scrape it. I got my scraper. You want it to kind of just cool down so you don't see the wax on there anymore, because you can see the wax is still wet. Good way to do that is to bring it outside. All right, I am back. I didn't loosen my bindings, but I'm not trying to win a border cross race or a half pipe contest. For the most part, I'll still be moving pretty fast because, you know, there might be a little wax where the bindings are pulling in, but not really. Anyways, you're done with that. You want to take, where did it go? Anyways, I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. Scotch guard. And just kind of clean up all the excess wax on there, if that's what you want to call it. And the base looks super awesome. This looks like a brand new snowboard. I've ridden this board a lot already all winter. This is our Academy Graduate Series 155 Ultra Light this year. We took some, you know, details out of it to make it even lighter and faster. You know, snowmobiles do that. Everybody's doing that, all about being lighter, but you know, these boards are super light. Pick them up in the shelves at the shop and you will see that they're most likely lighter than most of the other boards on the shelves, at least ones that are worth riding anyways. So I got that all cleaned up, and then what I want to do is, you know, I kind of just run the cork over it a little bit to make it look even smoother. And then what you want to do is, your wax is going to have some smooth spots in it. You want to get most of it off, but you want to get a brush and kind of brush that, and that's going to give you some structure, and you're going to see that as you drag it down. And what that does is it makes it so your board doesn't stick. You know, it's kind of like if you have a bunch of little pieces of wax as opposed to one getting suction. Anyways, that is about it. Another thing you might want to do is go over your bindings, tighten them, go over all the old screws, things like that. Just make sure that your bindings are tight for the rest of the season, because it sucks being out there when your bindings break down. So anyways, we are not a binding company. We are a snowboard company. AcademySnowboards.com. Go check out our website, Academy Snowboard Co. on Instagram, and we have a YouTube channel as well where I will be posting this. And like I said, big fan of constructive criticism. So, you know, I am an unprofessional professional. So in the comments below, let me know what I did right, what I did wrong, what I did right. You know, give this video a thumbs up, because people like thumbs up these days. And we will see you on the next episode. www.academysnowboards.com. Check us out. Made in the USA at Never Summer. Camber focused technology. Adios.